Hello everyone, it's Celeste and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today I have a very special speed paint for you all. I will be speed painting the one and only queen of the Vocaloids and Japanese superstar Hatsune Miku. However, we're going to be doing something a little different, as you can probably infer from the title of the video. We're turning our lovely little Miku into a thick girl. Why, you ask? Well, I believe I woke up with the idea that drawing Hatsune Miku as a voluptuous goddess just might make your day better. I mean, who doesn't love a body positive queen? Unless, of course, you're one of those avid body shamers, in which case, I just advise that you leave now if you can't handle thick thighs, thick arms, and a good all-natural curvy girl. Also, I wanted to do a little redraw because I found a certain drawing from 2015 that I had posted quite proudly.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Flawless, right? Goodness, if that ain't just a big oof and a half, I don't know what else is. So, that being said, 5 years have now elapsed, and I have never drawn Miku since. That is until today, where I decide to not only take on the challenge of once again drawing Miku, but to also alter her image in a new, and in my opinion, pretty adorable way. Alrighty, now let's get into the drawing itself. We've begun with a typical rough sketch, as usual. I'm trying to work towards being more consistent with how I start off my sketches. This time, I did something a little different. I used a navy blue pencil to start me off, and then as you can see here, I'm going over it with colored outlines. I try to avoid using black ink, as a true outline of skin will never be outlined in such a way. That is why you'll see that I do my outlines with nude skin colors when skin is exposed, and a teal color for Miku's hair, outfit, eyes, and accessories. Black does end up working fine for her little sleeve skirt and socks though. Also, I should probably mention that there was a little bit of an exporting issue with the Procreate app. When I saved this time-lapse into my camera roll, the first 6 minutes-ish of this speed paint came out really oversaturated. You may not be able to tell right now, but you will when the entire image decides to lighten up at some point in this video. So I just wanted to clarify that for those of you who see that shift in color and are suddenly bewildered at why I've brightened the image up so much. This time it's not a me problem, but Procreate, please get with the program and fix this. Pretty please, thanks. Okay, so we've moved on to filling in the base colors of Miku, and we will be getting into the facial details shortly. Like all of my drawings I've posted so far, I always end up changing something along the way. Miku's face will shrink a little bit, but her head will be a lot larger to look a little more proportionate to her body. Her eyes changed a lot during the course of creating this work. I was teeter-tottering between trying to make them appear more realistic, but still in a very anime-esque sort of way. Her mouth is another thing that ends up going through some drastic changes as well, but I think the end result really made it worth it. Let's see, I'm trying to think of the first time I discovered Hatsune Miku. I think I was about 12 years old. YouTube had recommended the one and only Popipo song to me. Vocaloid veterans, you know what that's about. And I literally remember blasting that song and literally learning the dance to it constantly. I know for a fact that I annoyed everyone in my house, but I did not care at all. I literally fell in love with all the songs and the Vocaloids. Their songs are still being recommended to me on YouTube, which I find hilarious. I mean, I still watch them. I need to thrive on that nostalgia as much as possible. And another fun fact, actually, I wanted to mention. I went to a Hatsune Miku concert in 2016. Yeah, it was the Miku Expo in Chicago. She came to Chicago and I was like, oh my god, I have to go. And it was my 12-year-old dream to go to one of her concerts, and I made that come true at age 17. Cringeworthy, perhaps, but Honestly, who cares? I don't. I would easily go to another one of her concerts again at age 21. So after contouring those legs, I'm moving on to her shoulders and brightening up certain parts of her face, like the eyes here. Her mouth is also going to change quite a bit. This mouth caused me some serious madness. I was constantly feeling like I had to change it. This is the part where basically like an artist has to figure out what facial features look good, where, and how they look good, what positioning to put them in. And I had a lot of fun experimenting with Miku's face and how I wanted her to appear in my style. But again, it was constantly moving. As you can see, the eyebrows, I'm like, do I want to make them turned up a little bit or downturned? It's always a process, and you have to be patient with yourself, and it'll come out the way you want. Eventually, at least. Also, yeah, here is exactly what I was talking about, like where the image was going to brighten up. This was the intentional color. It may seem very light, but that's just because your eyes aren't used to it yet. However, I do end up darkening certain parts of the image anyway, because I did feel that it was a bit too bright in color. There wasn't enough depth, hence why I just went ahead and changed the color of her hair into a deeper teal color. I did go in with some lighter turquoisey highlights to accentuate that depth and create more of a realistic hair effect. And now we are back onto the eyes. I don't even remember how many times I changed these, but I was trying to create the perfect reflective effect. I went back and forth with that ring light effect, but that did not work out well for me. And here you can see me just like going insane trying to figure out what kind of reflection I want in her eyes. And I think I ended up going with this one. This one came out the best out of all of them, I feel. What do you guys think? Let me know. It's always just a huge obstacle when I try to create eyes for my characters. They always end up coming out just fine, but the process is so just, oh my god, it's stressful, but it really is stressful. Even when you think you've got a style, for your characters, and I think I do, it's just the processes are never easy. So if you're a new artist trying to figure out your style, don't be so hard on yourself. It's gonna be a little while till you officially find your style. Unless you're one of those lucky ones that found it already. Good for you. I'm proud of you. But I unfortunately am not one of those people. It took me a while to create a style for myself, and even now I think I'm developing it as I go. But that is totally okay as well. Take your time. You're developing, you're learning as you go, and that is a wonderful thing, I feel. And that's one of the beauties of being an artist. You learn from past experiences, and you make your art better as you grow as an artist. Moral of the story, be patient with yourself, and things will end up working the way you want them to eventually, with practice and with persistence. think creating her hair was definitely one of my favorite parts of this entire drawing. Just creating all the individual strands of hair was so much fun to just see, and Miku's hair is just gorgeous in and of itself, so I'm like, oh my god, if I do this in my style, how is it gonna look? So yeah, as you can see, in the outer edges of her hair, there's sort of like a gap there that I created, completely intentionally. I created that to give off more of a realistic effect in the hair. The overall shape of the hair was meant to portray movement. With her whole body positioning, I envisioned that she would just be jumping up and reaching out to you. And to sort of portray that a little bit better, I created the hair in this shape to sort of emulate falling down. If you were to jump up right now and look in the mirror, you'd see that your own hair falls just this way. So the physics of the hair was something I needed to pay attention to. And I think I did a good job with this one. This is the first time I've created a drawing with active hair, for lack of a better word. Yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. Definitely one of my favorite characters to draw so far. For those of you who are curious about why the heck I've put a leek in her hands, that happens to be Miku's favorite vegetable. She sings a whole song about vegetables, in fact, which happens to be the first song I've ever heard of hers. People, as I've mentioned earlier, please check it out. It's a classic, and she just talks about vegetable juice and how it only costs $2 apparently. Great deal. Just ditch that V8 for some good old vegetable juice from Miku. But yeah, it's a great song. She loves leeks, so that's that. And we are done, my friends. Miku came out absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy with how the speed paint turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and feel free to share this with a friend who you think might find this interesting. Please leave a like if you liked this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to see videos like this and more in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and be kind to one another, and I'll see you in my next video. Toodleoo!